Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Dear viewers of Noor TV, welcome to this special program, a program which you have been waiting for some time. We are presenting this program in very difficult circumstances. It's a time for reflection, it's a time to learn from each other, and a time to explore where we have gone wrong, why the horrific and barbaric murder took place of Lee Rigby near the Woolwich Barracks on Wednesday, 22nd May of this year. All communities in this country have been disturbed, are still in a form of emotional crisis. Our thoughts and our prayers are with the family of the lost one. We are very grateful to Noor TV and in particular Sheikh Alauddin Siddiqui for once again providing the strategic direction and strategic leadership at this most critical time, perhaps the most critical in the history of British society. There are lots of questions which remain unanswered, and in today's program we will try to explore those questions and seek to find some answers in our discussions. In this program today we are joined by scholars, community representatives, and also from the West Midlands Police Authority, Office of the Police Crime Commissioner, the Deputy Police Crime Commissioner, Yvonne Mosquito. So let me firstly introduce our guests, and then we will move with the main business of the program, where a condemnation statement will be issued on behalf of prominent Muslim organizations. We are joined by Sheikh Allama Rabbani Afghani, who is the Secretary General of Jamaat-e Ahle Sunnat UK. Welcome, Sheikh Allama Rabbani Afghani. We are joined by respectable Yvonne Mosquito, who's the Deputy Crime Commissioner of West Midlands Police. She's a counsellor in Birmingham and a community activist who understands how the diverse communities in Birmingham and in this country work and what the dynamics are of these communities. May I extend a warm welcome to you, Yvonne Mosquito, and I understand this is your first appearance on Noor TV, so I would say double welcome to this program and Noor TV.
Thank you very much.
We are also joined by Maulana Bostan Ali Qadri Sahib, who is the Secretary General of the Confederation of Sunni Mosques Midlands, which represents the Sunni mosques across the Midlands region. We have a number of community representatives as well. We are joined by a well-known presenter and a representative of the Muhyiddin Trust, Allama Nasirullah Naqshbandi Sahib, who will also be extending his message to the communities on how we deal with this issue and how we remain calm and collective in light of the teachings of Islam. I am also joined by Del Orada Rosso and also Sharon Goodridge. Welcome to you both. You live in the community, you interact with different people at different times, and you actually see on a daily basis the problems which communities face on a daily basis. So warm welcome to Noor TV and this program. My dear viewers, we have been discussing this issue behind the scenes for some considerable time now. Days and nights were spent in trying to understand the narrative and to provide a response. And today, through Noor TV, we are presenting the condemnation statement, which will be broadcasted in more than 170 countries of the world. So before I move on to the condemnation statement, I would like to ask a few questions from our guest, Yvonne Mosquito. Yvonne, what would be your message to the communities at this critical time And what is the role of the police force and you as a Deputy Crime Commissioner?
Okay. My view, my message to the people is that they must stay calm. Recognise that these two individuals that committed this horrific and appalling and disgusting act do not represent the Muslim community or any community in any shape or form. They are simply criminals. They must not pander to the whims of the EDL or any extremist groups. They must just recognise that these are criminals and the full force of the law will be used against them. In terms of policing, the police have been doing a lot of work. They've been trying to ensure that communities stay calm. They've been monitoring the situation. They've been working in partnership with a number of community organisations. And in the West Midlands, we've been very, very low profile in our approach because we've got such excellent community relations. I think what this has demonstrated for me is that Birmingham, the West Midlands, is united. We have a number of people who've issued a number of statements, and those statements have all collectively condemned these individuals who've committed this heinous and horrific act. Now, I am impressed with the amount of people that have come out and they've shown solidarity with the Muslim community, because this is not about the Muslim community, it is about these two individuals.
There will be a deep impact, Yvonne, on community relations following this incident. And we've already seen a heightened interest by members of the British public in the activities of groups like the English Defence League. And we saw today the English Defence League marching through some of our major cities and towns. How do you feel good relations will be impacted after this horrific incident? And what would be once again, your message? Because this programme is to deliver key messages. What would be the messages out there to the grassroots communities on how we deal with heightened tensions, and if there are pockets where people feel that now we have to involve the police, at what stage do they seek police intervention?
Well, I would say, Zaid, I question if there is heightened tension. I would say that there is concern, that we are collectively disgusted with what happened. Everyone, regardless of whether you're a Christian, a Muslim, from Wolverhampton, from London, the whole country is disgusted by this act. So we collectively feel that what these individuals have done is wrong. And I think the solidarity that's been shown over the last few days has been phenomenal. It showed how resilient we are as a community. So I would say to anyone, let's not give extremist groups any oxygen. If the EDL want to march, we are in a democracy, they can march. Let's just go about our business, doing our shopping, and simply ignore them. People are free to speak if they want to, but we don't have to actually listen to them. So I would say to you that this period has actually demonstrated to me the strength of our communities and the strength of and all of the work that we've done in the past. We are now building on a really positive legacy where people have been working together, and we're seeing that in the collective statements that have been made over the last few days, and the statements have been coming out from the City Council. And I know Dr. Mashuk Ali has led some statements, Wasim Zafar. We've issued some small statements within the police. It's been a very, very, out of this horrible incident, I think we are seeing who we really are. That we are now transcending this whole thing of divisions based upon faith, and we are recognizing that we are all human beings. Nobody, apart from those horrible individuals who did that horrible thing, can feel anything but disgust. But we all feel it collectively. We are all human beings. So I don't want to promote any division. I just want everyone to recognize that these individuals do not reflect the Muslim or the Islam faith, Muslim people or the Islamic religion in any shape or form.
We will be joined later by a number of prominent members of Parliament, and also we are trying to make contact with the chairperson of this television communication satellite channel, Sheikh Alauddin Siddiqui.
Yes.
How do you see media channels like Noor TV playing a critical role in this whole process, in providing guidance to the community?
Absolutely vital. Earlier, I was having a conversation with a very honourable individual who felt that the mass media, the mainstream media tends to focus on the extremists. So you will have a minority within the Muslim community who have extremist views, and it's almost as though they represent the whole of the Muslim community, which is not true. Did you say it was 2.2 million Muslims in this country? And yet we pick on them, well, certain elements of the media will highlight the extremists in our community and say that they represent, and they don't represent the whole of the Muslim community. So I would first of all applaud the efforts of Sheikh Pir Siddiqui for actually putting this whole event on. I think Noor TV is going to be vital over the next few days to help us to reduce any tension that may exist, or fear, because I think people are fearful. And also, it will also so we want to make sure those messages of reassurance go out regularly, and that people recognize again that they must not think that somehow they're going to be targeted because of the actions of individuals who quoted, I understand, Exodus, the Bible, not
Yes.
even the Quran. So, you know, I have to question their own theology, as it were. So what was the basis of their actions? There is no justification for what they've done in any shape or form. And of course, our commiserations and our condolences go out to the family of Lee Rigby and his family and his friends.
Before I read out or ask your good self to take the honour of reading the condemnation statement, I would now like to move on to our scholars to take a few briefings and few messages from them, because the community at large, government officials, are looking towards the Muslim leadership and Muslim scholars to give that strong message. And I think there is a communication, I wouldn't class it as a weapon, but a communication firm ground which the Muslim scholars have, and that is the Friday sermon, where thousands and thousands of Muslims attend the Friday prayer, and the message which is given from the pulpit is critical in changing the mindset of Muslims, in particular the youth. One person who's playing an excellent role in our communities in changing that mindset is Sheikh Allama Rabbani Afghani, who has a huge following, especially amongst the young Muslims of this country who matter, who actually spread the message through social media. So I think I want to ask Sheikh Rabbani Afghani that as a scholar of Islam working in the grassroots communities, what would your narrative be of this whole episode, of this incident, and what would your message be to the communities, both non-Muslim communities and Muslim communities?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. First of all, I would like to thank all of you being here in this program, which is very vital and very important today to convey our message to the vast, not only Muslim majority, but all member of our community regarding this significant issue. First of all, as a religious scholar of representing Muslim community, as you mentioned Friday khutbah, even this Friday khutbah, when I was delivered in London in Faizan Islam Center, so I have discussed the whole issue that as a Muslim living in Britain, we should be proud being a Muslim, in the same time should be proud being a Briton living in this beautiful country. Where we are enjoying our rights, we have given rights, we have given freedom, right of speech, right of work, right of practicing your religion. And I said many times that if we compare this freedom to live, to practice your religion, to live as a Muslim, is much, much better than some Islamic countries where you can't practice so openly as a Muslim as you are practicing here in this country. So with all this freedom, living as a Muslim with your Islamic ID, practicing your religion, you are free to practice your religion, at the same time given all rights. At the same time we are a part of diverse society and we have to understand each other. And the first and most important thing, we have to show the picture of Islam to the people through our character. The people might not get a chance to open Quran and open the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and they understand what is the message of Islam and what is the message of Quran. Our character should show the message of Islam, should tell them what is Islam. Our behavior, our attitude, how we deal with our neighbors, how we deal with our relatives, how we deal with our friends, how we deal with our families, how we deal with our colleagues. And as a part of this society, how we deal with each other as a member of society.
Yes.
And living side by side with different faith groups, with different colors, with different beliefs. This is a challenge for us.
Indeed.
It is a big challenge for us.
Absolutely.
And another thing I have to make it clear, which I said in my Friday sermon, that there are some elements in society who are trying their best to show the wrong picture of Islam to the world. And this is not the problem of Muslim society, this is the problem of all different society. I see in Christianity, you know, the person who killed in Norway, he used the name of Christianity. And there are many, the one who was burning Quran in America, Terry Jones, he was showing himself as a member of Christian community. So someone is doing something wrong and always using the name of Jewish community, Christian community. The same as you all know that the one who is saying doing something wrong as a member of Christian community is not representing the Christian ideology, not representing the Christian faith, not representing the Christian values. He is not representing the Jewish values, the Jewish faith. He is an individual and he is doing something because of his own ideology.
Yes.
Just he want to wrap it with the beautiful name of Christianity and with the name of Judaism, with the name of Buddhism, with the name of so and so. The same, we have some elements in our society. There are some individuals, there are some extremists, and we have to isolate them together.
Yes.
We shouldn't cover these people.
Indeed.
Yes.
Now there is a time that they shouldn't hide in the Muslim society, just being called Muslim and doing all, and say their action, whatever these individuals are doing, they are not putting their life on risk. They are putting the whole Muslim community on risk.
Yes.
And at the same time, they are bringing bad name for the values of British society. So these problems should be tackled together. And we should understand, these are not representative of Islam.
Indeed.
They are not representative of the religion. They don't know any, and I guarantee, I am 100% sure, these two individuals, if you question them, their knowledge about Islam will be nil.
Indeed.
If they had a little bit about Islam, they would knew that the messenger of the Prophet of Islam is known as Rahmatan lil Alameen. His title is Mercy of Universe. So how the one who you believe on, he is the mercy of universe, on his name you are killing someone on the street.
Indeed.
You are so brutally doing someone. If he knew about Islam, he would knew this one very clear message of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that inna Allah yu'azzib alladhina yu'azzibuna an-nasa fi dunya. Allah will punish those who are torturing people in this world. This is a clear message of beloved Prophet Muhammad. With regardless of faith, regardless of color, regardless of any other idea, inna Allah yu'azzib alladhina yu'azzibuna an-nas. Those who are torturing people in this world, they will be severely punished by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on day of judgment. So how the person who believes in the Prophet of Rahmah, the Prophet of mercy, and know the basic message of Islam, the basic message of Islam, and look at the life of beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He lived with Christians, with Jews in the society, with mushrikeen, and he was in his Meccan period tortured by enemies. He was given different names, he was tortured, his companions were tortured, but always the reply of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam with the peace, with the love and rahmah. And that's why the whole religion is given name by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is Islam. And Islam from salama means peace. The name of the religion, the introduction of the religion is Islam. And the first, whenever you see someone according to Muslim, you should say Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you. And the other should reply wa alaikum assalam, for peace be upon you. What is the philosophy behind this? The philosophy behind this in the teaching of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when you meet anyone and you say Assalamu alaikum, means you are saying the message that I will never hurt you, I will never cheat you, I will never dodge you, you shouldn't have any fear from me. Assalamu alaikum, I am giving you with first introduction, before starting any business, before doing anything, first of all I have to tell you, you will feel always peace from me. The other should reply wa alaikum assalam. As you have this feeling, I have the same feeling. Now you start business with him.
Indeed.
Now you start shaking head with him. So you can understand such a beautiful religion and so beautifully presented. And the person who is presenting this religion, the Prophet, is known as Rahmatan lil Alameen, mercy for all human, for whole world, not only for mankind, not only for Muslim, for everyone. His follower, how can kill any person on the street on the name of this religion of Islam?
Thank you so much, Sheikh. I must confess, when I met Yvonne Mosquito downstairs, she was first to say Assalamu alaikum to me. So, wa alaikum salam, peace be upon you too. I think it's some very thought-provoking points from the Sheikh being given. If you look at the media coverage since these horrific incidents took place, one of the clear mistakes being made is associating Islam with terrorism. And I think this gives the source of energy to these terrorists, that they want to be called Islamists. And if we start calling them Islamists, then their job is done. They have achieved their objective. They have achieved the highest peak point that they want to achieve, and that is being labelled as Islamists. And I think a message through yourself to our police force, our intelligence services, is that if we are serious in combating the terrorists in this country, we have to deprive them of all the sources of energy and all the labels that they enjoy attributing themselves to. And one of them is being called Islamist and being linked to Islam. So we should try to detach terrorists from Islam, call them criminals, call them terrorists, but keep the brackets away, keep them away from the title of Islam. Now we do live in...
Only two things, I think.
Yes.
One thing which you mentioned, this was very important point. First of all, showing the idea of these kind of criminals, Islamist, it's create a big problem. It's play with the mind of people, and they always connect this with this. Because a lot of people committing many crime in this country. You are as a police officer and dealing with all these things, but whenever any commit any crime, whether right from murdering someone to stealing any disruption in the society, never ever his faith mentioned. Just only you will see the first his name, where he is from, and what is his ID and his age. Normally these are very important to know who is he and where he lives, and normally some. But the problem with all these kind of issues, whenever these things occur or happen, the first I'll always come the Islamist, Muslim terrorists, which play with the mind of people. They always annex all these things with Islam. One thing, which is mentioned very beautifully. The second thing which I mentioned, which is linked with this, and I think we have a complaint with the mainstream media, and I think this is also creating problem and giving fuel to EDL kind of organization. That whenever these kind of things happen, there are 2.2 million, even more than 2.2 million lives only in Britain. And there are scholars, there are thinkers, those who are representing vast majority of Muslim community. And they are very well known, very well respected leaders, right from Glasgow to London, and running very big organization, Islamic centers, institutes. Hardly you will see, I say hardly you will see, the people, those who are really representing Muslim society in this world, in this country, and those who are really leader of Muslim society, and the people listen to them and regard them as a leader of community. Mostly what's happened, these extreme elements, those you can count their numbers in fingers, even the fingers suppose will be more than their numbers. They always showed in mainstream media as a Muslim representative, a Muslim spokesman of so and so, and they already have extreme ideas. They are the part of these groups, and these people are fueling the situation. These people are giving fuel to EDL in reality, and I think they are playing side by side, and they are bringing disorder to the wider community. From one is on the name of the British Defence League, and that in the name of Muslim. These all together playing with us. We should not represent and we should not portray these kind of elements and these extremists as a representative of Muslim society. Yes, very identically part of the same terrorist organization, the same criminal organization, the same terrorist, the same extremist, his views is the same, is okay. but he is not representing Muslim community.
Indeed.
99.9%, even more than this, Muslim are disagree with him already.
Yes.
And they are already isolated. They are not in the mainstream Muslim society. They are not running Islamic centers. They are not part of this big organization. They are already trying to create disruption in the country.
Indeed.
And if the mainstream media, because ordinary
Projects.
people, how they can recognize them, whether he is a real representative of Muslim community or he is the same extremist,
Indeed.
he is the same criminal.
It's a point.
This is a big problem for us, honestly.
Indeed.
And always we are, I have seen with mainstream media, when I see these elements sitting
Absolutely.
in TV,
Yes.
and I spoken with one person, with one very honorable member of this parliament, and he said, Mr. Rabbani, the problem is we believe on freedom of expression. So everyone is free to express his feeling. So that's why we don't know, these people are enjoying the freedom of expression. And it is a core pillar of our values. So we, as we leave others to express their feeling, the same will. I say, I don't have a problem with freedom of expression. It's not the issue of freedom of expression. We don't say just shut them out or stop them from saying. The men, why they are saying something on behalf of those who are not agree with them.
Yes.
You see, if any one person start outside somewhere and doing something, we start speaking on behalf of Britain, would you let them to speak on Britain? No, you will say, who you are speaking on Britain?
Thank you
Britain has its own
very
system.
much for those enlightening thoughts. We do live in a cosmopolitan country, so afterwards I'll switch on to the Urdu language and ask Maulana Bostan Qadri and Sheikh Alama
Before they let them to
Nasirullah
read this
Naqshbandi to say a few words. Then we will have a break, and I'm being asked to have a break, and then we will issue a condemnation statement. Viewers, please join us after the break, a moment which you have been waiting for, and we will issue the condemnation statement.